I'm not going to say I was right, but I wasn't wrong. Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, so welcome. So Bayern have won the Bundesliga on the last match day, thanks to a lot of help from Borussia Dortmund. As a wise man once said, wer wird deutscher Meister? BVB Borussia. Wer wird deutscher Meister? Borussia BVB. Hey, just had to sprinkle and throw that in there, ladies and gentlemen. But I do want to talk a little bit about the game. Quite frankly, look, not the game, most of the season. We'll talk about this in a lot more detail, you know, come the next few weeks, so on and so forth. I just kind of want to like get my preliminary thoughts out. Obviously, we've had a discussion about this already. If you want to check that out, that's on the channel. As you all know, I like discussions with a lot of people. Everyone can come in, everyone can join in, everyone can give their thoughts, so on and so forth. You know, if you ever want to join a discussion, a live discussion, DM me on Twitter and I'll send you a link. I'll add you to the group, and then whenever I go live, I'll put a link in there, and then anyone can basically join. With that said, though, this season has been an arduous one. Like, quite frankly, it's been a tricky and a trivial sight to behold. It has been one of those seasons where, quite frankly, we could have lost it. And I was always very confident that we weren't going to lose it. And the reason for that was actually always very, very clear in my mind. The reason for that is that our opponent, our main rival for it, was Dortmund. So it had little to do with us and more so to do with them. Which is kind of funny because, you know, typically you think about, well, if you want to win a league or if you want to win something where you have to be consistent, you know, your consistency is the important factor of that. But for me, it was actually the opposite. It was the lack of consistency, or more so the consistency in being inconsistent from our rivals that made me confident. And it's kind of, it goes back to what I said a few weeks ago on one of the live discussions that we had, where basically, as stupid as this sounds, but I think it holds very true, and I think I'm proven wrong once again, as stupid as this sounds, the German teams, for the most part, are absolute bottlers and can't handle any sort of pressure. And Bayern is the only team. Bayern is still a team of bottlers, but Bayern is the only team that is able to handle pressure. So that's why I every year, I mean, this year when I do my season prediction, I'm gonna do the same thing I always do, which is I always predict Leipzig to be second. Every single year, I basically have predicted Leipzig to be second. And the reason for that is because they are the most hated team in Germany. Straight up. Like, they're the most hated team in Germany, all right? So they naturally have to deal with a lot of pressure from outside sources. And they sort of have to deal with the expectations that everyone has for them to, you know, fall down, flat on their nose, flat on their face. And they just have to deal with that. So when you join Leipzig, you know, okay, everyone hates us. It's sort of like an us versus them mentality, which is what Bayern has. Bayern has it through success, and Leipzig has it through the ownership. But that's why I always predict Leipzig to do really well. And it seems to be Dortmund. And Dortmund aren't a title rivals. Like, even though the points say different, look, go back to the discussion, all right? Go back to the discussion. When we lost, I can't remember who we lost to, but on the second to last match day, right? Everyone in the live discussion was like, no, it's over. It's over. It's over. It's over. This is it. We can't do it anymore. And I was like, it's Dortmund. We're still going to win it. like, it doesn't matter what happens. I still believe, I naturally believe us to win all the time, because that's just the kind of person I am. That's why, you know, even if we're down like 8-0, I still believe we can score 9 goals in 5 minutes. But I was especially confident because our opponent was Dortmund. And again, it has little to do with us. I didn't trust us, but I trusted them. As stupid as that sounds, I trusted them. So that's just sort of my thoughts. I just want to kind of share them. Yes, we're German champions, but a lot of changes are already being initiated. You have the likes of Oliver Kahn and Salihamidzic being sacked. Like 5 minutes before the match day was even over. There's a lot of news coming out. I could talk about them right now, but I think I'll actually do something else. I'll end the video like here in a second, and then we're gonna talk. I'm gonna make like a second video. I'm gonna record like right away. We're just gonna talk about some of the transfer stories that are happening, because now that the season is over, I will be talking about transfers. Now that's what it boils down to. I'll be talking about transfers. We'll be talking about a lot of different things. I want to bring a lot of guests in over the summer. have a lot of like discussions that are just pertaining to football in all sort of ways and all sort of manners. Because now we can speculate, and I don't like doing that during the season because I feel like there's a lot going on during a season. But now that the season is over, I feel like it's the perfect time. So that's sort of what I'm at, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know where you are at. You know, what do you think about the season? Overall, the season I think was we'll review the season in depth as well. Bundesliga, Champions League, DFB Pokal, we'll review that in depth. All of them separately, so that all of them get their own attention that they really deserve. And we'll also review like the decisions made by the managers, higher ups, you know, by everyone basically. So we'll do all of that. There's a long summer ahead of us, but I hope you'll be joining me on this long summer ahead of us. With that said, we're champions. That's what about at the end of the day. At the end of the day, we're champions. That's what it boils down to. We're champions. All right. We are the champions, my friends. Anyway, have a good one. Peace out and bye.